We've got pictures, I think, we can bring you now. This is of King Charles III leaving the Balmoral estate. He was at the Queen's bedside yesterday, of course, when she passed away. And now he is on his way. I think he's already at Aberdeenshire Airport for that flight to London. And he will also be meeting, of course, the Prime Minister, Liz Truss. They will be having talks. And then that address to the nation this evening, his first, of course, as King. The Queen was also head of the Commonwealth, of course, 56 countries right around the world. Let's talk now to Claire Whitaker, former chair of the Royal Commonwealth Society. Claire, thank you for being with us. The Queen held that Commonwealth together. There's no question about that. Her commitment to the institution was plain and clear. And that is something that the Commonwealth potentially is going to miss.
Yes, I mean, the Queen was enormously supportive of the Commonwealth. It was so much a priority for her. And in terms of the Royal Commonwealth Society, she was our patron. She was so supportive. She was very involved in our work. She hosted events for us. She asked for regular briefings. She visited us and the team in our offices. But I think that the importance of the Commonwealth within the royal family is really understood. And I know that now King Charles III will be wanting to make sure that her legacy and the importance that the Commonwealth meant to the Queen is maintained and sustained in the future.
Sure. I mean, it was a legacy of empire, no question about that. But it wasn't just the royal family trying to hang on to foreign dominions. The Queen firmly believed that nations talking to each other, discussing, negotiating, working together was important for global harmony, global peace. And that was an important part of what this was about, her relationship with the Commonwealth.
Well, I first got involved in the Commonwealth when I was actually working in South Africa with the ANC, when President Nelson Mandela took South Africa back into the Commonwealth. And the enthusiasm and excitement of that moment was why I got involved in the Commonwealth and began to see the importance of often nations that don't get the opportunity to be at a table, you know, some of the small island states, the importance of that particular group of countries. So I came at the Commonwealth from a very different angle, but also the importance for young people in the Commonwealth and some of the opportunities that have been given to those young people. I mean, I was involved in the Queen's Young Leaders scheme for Commonwealth young leaders. And many young people got opportunities through that scheme that they would never have had otherwise. So I have seen firsthand how important the Commonwealth can be. Yes, it has a complicated past, but the Royal Commonwealth Society was very much about the future of the modern Commonwealth, the role of young people, opportunities to really convene and hear different voices around the table. And I think it was that role, that convening role, and of creating a different Commonwealth going forward, that's very important to all the people involved in the Commonwealth. And I know that the role of young people was particularly important to the Queen.
And particularly important to King Charles III as well. Do you see his commitment to the Commonwealth being as robust as the Queen's? The assumption is yes.
Well, so after I stopped working in South Africa, I then produced a concert for actually now King Charles, but then the Prince of Wales in Edinburgh for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. And he stayed and met every single performer, every single Commonwealth nation was involved. And he was speaking then about the importance of the Commonwealth. And that was back in 1997. So I know, and I've done events with him in Australia around the Commonwealth. So I'm very sure that the Commonwealth will continue to be a priority. Because as well, he knows how important it was for the Queen, and how important in this very uncertain and ever-changing world to have different voices around the table, to be able to consult and build alliances and to have that convening role. So I'm very much hoping that he will continue that legacy. I'm very confident that he will. I've seen his commitment in action.
I'm interested in the relationship that the people of the Commonwealth, and I'm a child of empire, my parents are Jamaican, I'm interested in what the people around the world who are part of the Commonwealth feel about the royal family and the Queen, because it is a vestige of empire, of dominion, of subjugation in some places. And I wonder why that affection, given what has happened over the last 24 hours, is so strong among so many of those countries.
Yes, and you have seen some Commonwealth countries re-evaluating their relationship to the Commonwealth and their relationship to the royal family. So I think, you know, we can't forget that that is part of the picture. Indeed. But I think that the Queen just rose above many of the history, the issues around the history of the Commonwealth, because of her duty, dedication, hard work, and the respect that she got from everybody, from heads of state to celebrities to members of the public. And that was not just restricted to the UK, but it was actually worldwide. And I think it was her sense of gravitas, of her wisdom and her experience. She'd been part of our lives for so long, and some of that was actually personal to her. It wasn't just about the Commonwealth, it was personal respect for her, for how she had conducted her life, for her sense of duty, the hard work. I mean, the fact that she was working, you know, only earlier this week, it just shows how hard she had worked throughout her reign and the difference that she had made. And I think that respect was what most people responded to, and I think are responding to now at this very, very sad time.